Change roles or adjust options, use the tiles on the left.
Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is preseason football on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see the fifth-year quarterback, Jameis Winston, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as they match up with Big Ben Roethlisberger, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. So with that, let's get you up to Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. Standing by for the call, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the steel capital of the world, Pittsburgh, PA, at Heinz Field. This was the scene just a few moments ago as the Pittsburgh faithful were fired up by the hometown Steelers taking the field. They're all set as they'll match up with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Charles Davis alongside me, and I'm Brandon Godden. And, folks, the wait is over. Yes, it's just the preseason, but football is back in your living room.
And I'm excited. I know you are as well. The summer heat feels good on these old bones, especially because we're not putting on pads. We don't have to be out there in that heat running into other people, but I'm glad these guys are. Football is back.
Black 20. Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense. And who we got?
Now Roethlisberger on first down. Oh, he's trying for Smith-Schuster, but it's intercepted. Vernon Hargreaves with a pick. And they will finally run him down, but not until he brings us one all the way back down inside the 10-yard line. We knew this game had the potential to have quite a few twists and turns, but maybe not on the very first play of the game.
And not only did they end up with an interception, they got an actual bonus, too. A nice return ends up setting them up first and goal. What a change and what a twist.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Another shot from the 9 on second and goal. Jameis to throw it. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. But now it's third and goal. 2 incompletions haven't moved him any closer. And likely throwing again, you'd have to think on. And he's got his tight end, Howard. It's a Buccaneer touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown there. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. No surprise there. Third and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, might go over the top. A little bit of a mismatch in that area.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. Not the start that they were hoping for. The interception on the first play of the game. It leads to 6 points the other way. How do you rebound from here?
Yeah, a little bit of humor. Got to laugh that one off and not the ha-ha. That was very funny, but kind of like, can you believe that just happened? Let's go out and play now. Let's just start over.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. That's caught. The former USC Trojan, Xavier Grimble.
Black 20.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play.
And this is caught. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster, 64 yards, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Well, go ahead and strap in, partner. Less than 2 minutes in, had the score on the one side. A quick answer, though, to get the equalizer.
Sometimes you get that sense of urgency that ratchets up, right? When you give up an early touchdown like that, you just know you're like, okay, how do we go back and equalize things? Can we get it done fast? And they absolutely did. Essentially, we're back to even, aren't we?
And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. Now the Buccaneer offense gets set to take over. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
This is Peyton Barber. He led them in rushing a season ago. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer first down.
Peyton Barber, a surprise workhorse for the Buccaneers in 2018. I don't think they expected him to have 234 carries, but he certainly felt like he could carry the load and just carried it there for a nice gain.
They go play action. Winston sliding out of the pocket. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To throw, Winston. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
Let's go.
He is tough to bring down, Jameis Winston. Charles, I remember calling a baseball game of his. He played baseball at Florida State, too, and you saw his legs, tree trunks sprayed in to those baseball pants. I said, how could anybody bring this guy down?
And that's part of the beauty of his game because he has that toughness, that thick body. He may not beat you sprinting, but he's real sharp with his mind, and he knows how to get away from people.
Now Ellington, not much there, maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40. If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on third down. Working out of the gun, Winston. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cam Hayward, always a force, got back there for the sack. And they weren't in zone coverage, they were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They have a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down. Not quite enough leg. This one was on target, but it needed a little more behind it. And by about the width of a football, this will stay a tie ball game.
Play fake to Connor. Now Roethlisberger. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Shaquille Barrett put that sack by his name in the stat sheet. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. On 2nd down, Connor looking for space. And the Buccaneer defense for the second straight play, flexing its muscle by forcing a loss. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Here's Roethlisberger. Going deep for Moncrief. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked up by M.J. Stewart. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And the last go-around for them, they tried that really, really long field goal, couldn't connect.
And why would you try one that long? You hurt yourself in field position. The ball comes out, there. That only helps the other team. But I look at it as maybe it was a double shot of confidence. Confident the kicker could make it. And even if he missed, confident in their defense that they could hold him.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. They'll try and run here with Barber. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 16, 1st down Tampa Bay.
Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there.
1st down, they go with Barber again. Oh, Barber loses it, and it's picked up by the Steelers. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line. Well, they've been practicing goal line offense all week. Let's see if they're able to capitalize here. Following the fumble recovery, it's Roethlisberger. That is caught. It's Juju for the Steeler touchdown. 2.
Ready? Slack, 22.
Jameis now on 1st down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Stephon Tuitt able to shake free and get home for the sack. On 2nd down, Barber. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. Play action now, Winston. He's got Evans. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. It's a big play, Winston to Evans. 41 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. On the ground, Ellington. That's good for a Buccaneer first, a pickup of 12 yards. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Second quarter now, and it's Buccaneer football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
He's coming.
Now it's the backup Gabbert. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Mark Barron, and he'll go down inside the 15 at his own 13-yard line. Rudolph going to lead the Steelers up now 1st and 10 at their own 13. They'll start the drive with Samuels. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now it's the backup Rudolph, and that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw, Rudolph. He's going to float this one deep right side. And got his man complete.
There we go.
Now that one hurts defensively. They force him into 3rd and long, had the advantage, yet they give up the big play right there.
Yeah, their offense was already warming up on the sideline, ready to come out. So much for that 3 and out. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. Benny Snell, the intended receiver that time. That'll bring up 2nd down. So line of scrimmage, still the 39 on 2nd and 10. That'll be caught by Rodgers. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. Rudolph throwing again. That one into the hands of his tailback, Samuels. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. That's on target, but it's no good. He had it on line, but it came up just shy of the crossbar. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a pickup of 17 and a 1st down.
Let's go.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers.
Yeah, baby.
Jordan Leggett, 32 yards.
On the ready. 61, matchbox lights.
Record. Watch twist. Watch twist.
Hit it.
Starting the drive with Snell. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a Pittsburgh 1st down, a gain of 13.
Let's go.
Those are the types of runs they told us they want to see more of. Look, they'd love the 60 to 70-yard runs, but those 10 to 20-yarders, they can help you win a ball game.
And that means everyone's invested because you know the big guys up front. That's what they do. They try and move people. But when you get your perimeter guys involved downfield, that means that they care about the running game and they know it helps their team. Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each areas and they passed him off to each defender, ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards.
Get it.
On 1st down, it's Samuels. A gain of 3, 2nd down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy. Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Here's Rudolph. Now they go screen. It's complete. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. And that is no good. And this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2.
And this is one of the risks you run when you attempt a long field goal. If you miss, the defense takes over the spot of the placement. So now they've got a chance to get one more drive in before halftime.
To throw is Gabbert. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Gabbert to throw it. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Jones. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a 1st down.
Only one way to describe Ronald Jones' rookie season with Tampa Bay, and that's disappointing. Drafted to be their lead runner, just 23 carries on a team that ranked 29th in the NFL in rushing.
Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. This quarterback now just 2 of 5 since coming on, but he does have a 1st down here. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. And it's intercepted at the goal line. A great read, and it's picked off. Bust through the tackle. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
Hey, let's go. Interception, baby, all day.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they...
And he lost the football.
All day.
So even though it's 1st down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. This will approach NFL record territory. It's a 62-yard attempt. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice, an ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. And that's the risk of the long field goal miss here at this stage of the second quarter. You give up great field position.
And that gives them one more opportunity to make something happen and something big. And we've seen crazy stuff happen at the end of halves.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles at Heinz Field in just a minute or two. It is the first Friday night of the NFL preseason. We had 11 games last night. Just one other game going on right now finds Minnesota at New Orleans down at the Superdome. In our game, at the very least, you can't say it's not competitive. All tied up at halftime. And for the call of the second half.
Probably not likely to see many starters in the second half as we get back at it underway in this preseason opener. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start in the third quarter. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game. We'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing.
Let's go.
Gotta wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You've got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.